pa rin ang aksyon dito sa Manny Pacquiao sa MPVA. Magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. The name is Nico Aaron. I am your courtside reporter for all matches today, and we have a stacked triple header this Wednesday. It is match number 2 here in your MPVA. We are coming to you from here inside the beautiful Marikina Sports Complex for all of our matches. At 3 p.m. now, it is the BINAN Arellano Chiefs taking on the San Juan Lady Knights. Ngayon po yan. At mamaya at 5 p.m. it will be the Pasay Lady Voyagers taking on the Negros Immaculada Mega Wide. So a lot of matches to look forward to dito sa ating MPVA. And guys, we have a lot. Now here in Marikina, if you could go to the venue, much better. But for those of you who can't join us, don't worry, because we got you covered on all our live stream platforms. You could watch the MPVA live and free exclusively on pusupi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. That is powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. And special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Kaya naman mga kaliga, kapit lang po kayo because up next, it is a stellar matchup. BINAN and San Juan. Match number 2 here inside the Marikina Sports Complex sa ating pagbabalik.
We just got off a tale of teams at the different portions, but this next match, they're quite on the same boat. Heart Villaflores and BINAN Tatakchel Arellano Lady Chiefs will be going up against Orpiano and the rest of San Juan Lady Knights as they are yet to secure their tickets to make it into the semifinals. Who will it be against the Lady Chiefs and the Lady Knights of DHTSI that will claim victory and get another shot, a better chance of making it into the semifinals? My name is Hans Galeria. With me is Jong Panerio and Nico Aaron's right over there at courtside, and this is your MPVA Season 2. Jong, a lot has happened in that first game.
Well, definitely. But here in the second game, Hans, for me, it is one of the most crucial games here in the second round, considering that, sabi mo nga, these two squads, top contender into the next cut of the tournament, Final Four. So I think both teams really very eager to win. So let's see who will come out victorious after this match.
I think we're gonna need to have a better understanding of what has happened between their first matchup. Nagkaroon na ng laban ni itong BINAN at San Juan. And with that being said, nakuha ito in a dire victory by BINAN. It was quite close, especially in that first set where it went into an extended amount of points, but eventually BINAN got their groove and eventually got the victory.
Exactly. And as you can see on the scoring department, Hans, the numbers, especially in the blocks and aces, were identical. But what is really very glaring here is the free points. Yung mga errors na binigay dito ng San Juan, and of course, BINAN knowing how close their team was during that game. They took advantage, they capitalized on the free points, and they created their own points. And that's the reason why they are the winner. They come out victorious on that first round meeting contra San Juan.
Just like what we were talking about bago magsimula ang ating broadcast, it was pretty close. Attacks, blocks, even the aces were close, but the opposing errors was what made the difference. At yan ang nakapitalize nitong si Heart Villaflores, wearing a lot more responsibility on her sleeve, getting into the attack position.
And you know what I like about Heart Villaflores, Hans, is that for me, she is the silent operator dito ng BINAN Arellano University. I mean, really very quiet, nothing so fancy on her attacks, but really very reliable on attacking. Taas din ang porsyento, 20 points, 18 of which is from attacks. And not only that, very good on the offense, but really very dependable on making defense, especially when she's at the back line.
And what you love more about Heart is her composure in certain situations. Alam niya kung ano yung klaseng atake ang kailangan niyang gawin. The variety is present for this player. On the other hand, you have nothing but power. Perfect angles from Casey Balingit. And I have to say, when Balingit performs, there's a higher chance for San Juan to win.
I like it, of course. But Casey Balingit cannot do it all. I mean, she needs other spark plug to help her. But during the first round meeting contra BINAN, 19 big points, almost same score here for Heart Villaflores. But right now, I think I must say this will be a very good matchup between Balingit and Heart Villaflores.
I wouldn't blame you for, at least mistaking them for stars because they are stars
I like
at their own right, right?
Thank you for saving me,
I
Hans.
mean, at this point, you gotta save it for both of these teams. They got to save themselves as well from being out of certain elimination. And to know more about these specific stars, here is Nico Aaron.
Yes, Jong and Hans. Now, speaking of San Juan, I got the chance to speak with head coach Bernie Crisologo before this match, and he said entering this game, they know they're facing the top 3 seed, but they're entering it with high hopes because if they could pull off a win in this match, they increase their chances of getting that final spot in the Final Four entering our playoffs. So he wants players like Casey Balingit, Chuck Cuñado to all step up in their game today. So let's see, can they bounce back and win this match against BINAN? Back to you, Hans and Jong.
Maraming salamat, Nico Aaron. That was some familiar names that he has mentioned. You're looking at Chuck Cuñada and Casey Balingit, but you can also catch all of the games that are currently happening live and free exclusively on PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. This is the 3 seed going up against the 5 seed, Jong. I think it's going to be closer than what we expected.
I really have a high expectation for action here in this match, Hans, for sure. The valuable fans for these two squads have high hopes, so let's see who can meet the expectation of their valuable community.
I mean, this is going to be the matter at hand. It's either San Juan or BINAN. Who's going to take the chip? We're going to toss it back in just a bit dahil magsisimula na ang ating laban.
Keisha Alexa R. Aditria from BINAN Tatak Gel Arellano University. Ang papa ko po, ang first ever coach ko. Siya po yung nagturo sa akin ng mga basic about volleyball po. Like receive, passing, spiking. Ang first volleyball idol ko po is Alyssa Valdez since yun po yung laging nami-mention ng papa ko na like dapat daw po madami akong learnings na makuha kay Alyssa Valdez. Yung kung paano po siya maglaro sa court, kung paano po siya gumalaw and paano niya po i-handle yung pressure pag every time na naglalaro. Ang pinakaunang laro ko po as a volleyball player po is yung zonal meet po namin nung elementary po ako. Yung coach ko po doon is yung mama ko po. Siyempre, yung bata pa po ako, di ko pa po masyado alam. So, medyo nag-error po. Pero, lagi lang po sinasabi na like, bawi lang, positive lang lagi. Umabot po kami sa Bicol meet po. Yung next po kasi doon is yung palarong pambansa na po. So, thankful po na nakaabot din po doon.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Presenting our officials for our match number 41. Our first referee, Mr. J. Derequito. Second referee, Mr. Paul Framil. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. This is the second match of our triple header game. A game between BINAN Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs versus San Juan Lady Knights. And now let's meet the starting six for both teams. Starting with your BINAN Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. The Arellano Chiefs led by their middle blocker number 2, Samantha Tira. With her outside hitter number 7, Laka Tudlasan. Number 13, middle blocker Faye Maguban. Outside hitter number 14, Heart Villaflores. And their setter number 15, Catherine Dumasi. And their opposite hitter number 18, Crisada Servidad. Together with their libero, number 12, Harem Cibales. And their coach Roberto Javier. And now let's meet your San Juan Lady Knights. The San Juan Lady Knights is led by their team captain, middle blocker number 8, Mia Manukai. Together with her teammate outside hitter number 2, Casey Balingin. Middle blocker number 5, Tony Nitura. Number 17, opposite hitter Mary Ecalia. Outside hitter number 19, Abby Nuval. Setter number 24, Myla Lee. And their first libero, number 16, Aubrey Torzar. Their coach Bernie Crisologo.
Minor adjustments for both of the teams. For Binyan, it is the classic Dumasig, Tira-Tira, Tudlasan, Villaflores, Servidad, and Ceballos, with Mangubat being part of the starting lineup. At para sa San Juan, it's Lim, Nitura, Nuval, Balingit, Ecalia, Torzar, and Manukay making it back after missing their last game from before. So this is, again, a very important game for both of these teams. Two of these squads, Binyan being at 3rd, San Juan being at 5th, at yung susunod nating laban mamaya, 4th kontra sa 6th. So this is a very important game day for the next 2 games that we will be having.
Exactly, and every game really counts here, especially for these 2 squads, Binyan and San Juan. They want to meet the expectations, of course, that their valuable fans have for them. So let's see, Hans, who will come out victorious here after this match.
Beginning the second game of today's triple header here at the Marikina Sports Center para sa inyong Manny Pacquiao's MPVA Season 2. Binyan kicking things off with the serve. There's a sudden block, or not, as it was just backed by the net towards them. Binyan ang makakuha ng unang puntos.
You know what makes me really very excited about this match, Hans, is that these 2 squads, they seem really very equal. Attack, blocking, aces, and everything. I think magkakatalo na lang talaga dito on kung sino yung makapag-commit ng lesser error.
Nuval finding some space right at the back.
Yes.
Do not be fooled about her height. She can jump for real.
Of course, Kapitana Abigail Nuval, veterano na yan. I mean, more than power. She has this keen eye on where to put and place that volleyball.
Tudlasan wants to show her how it's done. Servidad naman. Unable to save it. And that is a point going on to Servidad.
And I like the story of Servidad, Hans. She didn't start during the first round of the competition, but during her inception, I think the early part of the second round, since then, hindi na siya nawala sa starting lineup. She really earned her spot here in the starting 6.
Just really showing that with the point that she has scored. Now they go to the back. Hart. Nuval na naman. The teams sizing up each other on offense, but it's Servidad getting a second straight point.
And sabi ko nga here in volleyball, if we could just simply credit half of that point to the setter, to the libero. I mean, how about this unsung hero of Binyan, their libero? She's everywhere, and I think that point will not be possible without those good coverage coming from their libero.
Ceballos sealing the floor defense for their team. A gift that would not be converted. Villaflores had to adjust. Nuval gets rejected by the wall of Sam Tira-Tira.
And Sam Tira-Tira, mind you, she's in the top 3 of best blocker and best attacker. And when her presence at the net, I mean, she's really very unstoppable. Good block there coming from Tira-Tira.
And sobrang minimal lang ng effort na kailangan niyang gawin.
Diba?
Just, jump even. Not even. You can reach it for sure. 4-1, Binyan having a strong start. Lefty Ecalia won't go. This time, Servidad not in the best position. That's going to be a score para sa San Juan.
And of course, again, I just want to remind everyone that this squad, everything seems pretty equal for these 2 squads. So magkakatalo na lang talaga yan on who will execute better and which team yung makapag-commit ng lesser error.
Dumasig chooses Sam. Pero sa mga oras na yon, the defense was ready. That's a defensive possession for Manukay.
And see what unforced error could actually do to your opponent. Just 1 point lead here for Binyan.
Now a 4-3 scoring output after 2 straight. Strong take muna kay Hart. Gonna give it to Nuval again. Hart Strike 2. But that's also a point awarded to San Juan. That's 3 straight para sa Lady Knights.
Exactly, and 3 points straight dito for San Juan Hands and 3 consecutive errors naman here on the side of Binyan, and that's the difference at how big the impact is if for sa mga errors na nagagawa mo.
Now an attack from Servidad is gonna be okay. That is going to be a point.
And Servidad once again proving us and telling us exactly why she's on the starting lineup dito for Binyan.
That's 3 points in the first set para kay Chris Servidad, just really showing everybody that she deserves her spot. They go to her again. That time everybody was ready. Hart chooses to drop. It did not get across.
And I think Heart Villaflores has this good intention in mind. I mean, I think she saw that empty space behind at the back of the blockers. Yun nga lang, medyo bad execution tayo on that drop ball ni Heart.
Dumasi tosses it to the back. The lefty attacks. Ekalia won't convert. Free ball for San Juan. They go with a little combination, and that is enough to get them the lead.
I like it. I really like that play. Here for San Juan, nakita na yung mga single open set dito na binibigay kay Ekalia. It was well defended for Binyan, and the best option to do is to do a combination at magkaroon ng confusion dito on the side sa Binyan.
Muntikan pa dun si Manukay, yung tatak niya towards the other side. But hey, it all worked out twice in a row para sa San Juan. They got a block and a point was given to them by Binyan.
You know, if there's one thing so biased about volleyball is that 5 errors yung nagawa dito ng Binyan, and that is 5 free points here for San Juan. So, I mean, you really need to work on your errors dito if you're Binyan.
Ball still kept in play. What was set up nitong si Mary Grace Lim was spiked by Veria Flores. A collaboration between the two.
And I do hope, I think Heart Villaflores committed like 3 errors already alone here in the first set. And I hope that, that point will bring up her game here.
And so far, the points keep coming up for Binyan. San Juan stock going down as they make 2 straight errors of their own as well.
And Hans, again, I think that is the 4th point alone here for Chris Servidad. And I just don't want to talk, Hans.
I think we're reminded na paalalahanan na naman tayo ng mga volleyball gods to just let them serve all they can. But hey, it's still a classic. It's still a 1-point ball game. San Juan has the advantage.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Back to live action here in the MPVA. Now heading into this match, the top 3 seed Binyan looks to continue their positive momentum as we near the playoffs. Nakausap ko nga si head coach Obet Javier at para sa kanya, gusto niya mas patibayan pa ang kumpiyansa ng girls sa bawat isa. Sa nakikita ko naman, ang taas ng confidence nila, especially, he said, during that win they had against Pasay. From then on, he said, they've been looking poised, they've been looking stellar, and they've been looking confident. Pero sabi niya, hindi kailangan kami makampante. We have to stay focused. At sabi rin niya, it's chemistry that they want to develop here in round number 2 because they know as the playoffs get deeper and deeper, they will be facing heavy teams like Dasmariñas and Quezon. So sabi niya, it's about polishing the chemistry and confidence the teammates have with each other. Balik sa inyo, Hans and Jong.
It's the 3 seed. Looking at the 2 and the number 1. That was some bits from Coach Obet Javier. The man that you're looking at on your screens right now is his team. It ties San Juan after a gift given to Dumasig.
Right, and you know, for the past games that, you know, Binyan played, itong Binyan parang Team Diesel to. I mean, very cool and slow start lagi in their matches, but during the second, third set, doon talaga lumalabas yung laro dito ng Binyan.
Oh, look at Dumasig. Had to fake them for a bit. Here she goes again. Sabi niya, hindi ko spinike kanina. Let me do it this time.
And I just want to remind everyone, Dumasig, I think there are a lot actually of games wherein she's called double figures, Hans. I mean, for a setter to score double figures, that is something really rare. Only Dumasig could actually do.
One very offensive-minded
Yeah.
setter could also score some points. But for Villaflores, napahawi na lang ng buhok itong si Coach Obet Javier. He just had smiles joining with Heart Villaflores after that error. Kath goes middle. And that's another new activation. Mamubats on the board.
Alam ko na agad yun eh. I mean, from the moment that ball was received by Pablo, halos hindi nang gumalaw si Dumasig sa ganda ng first ball. I know that that will be an automatic point dito for Mangubat.
Who was serving again? Okay.
Yeah, I will just stay quiet, Hans. I will stay quiet, Hans.
I was like, who scored
Yeah.
the point? And then who
Yeah, I know.
served? I was like, no, this cannot be happening. Dude.
And that will be the last, I promise.
We can try. I mean, we can. Hindi natin may iwasan. Dumasig goes for Sam. I mean, if nakuha nila, then let's just do it again, says Cap Dumasig.
And you know, sabi ko nga in volleyball, if we could just divide the point into 3, I think that attack coming from tira-tira, that will not be possible without that excellent set dito ni Dumasig and without that great reception ni Ceballos.
The time it goes in, a slight free ball para sa kanila. Tudlasan! Yan ang baon kung baon.
Yes! I mean, you know, Tudlasan every time na mag-approach talaga, just always put me at the edge of my seat.
I mean, you were talking about a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. Every time she goes in flight, somebody has to fasten their seatbelt.
Yes.
That includes my partner, Jong. Binyan having a 2-point cushion. Servidad. Can't get it yet. Naval had to adjust. Laika again. Free ball now for San Juan. A long rally we have that will eventually be ended by an error from San Juan after
Yeah.
touching the net.
And I mean, here for San Juan, sobrang nangihinayang ako dito. What a coverage dito for Kapitana Abigail Nubal. It's not just Lim. She couldn't find the exact height for her attackers. Ang daming nasayang na puntos, na sequences dito. Well, let's see if Lim could finally adjust her set to her spikers.
Naval wanted to go long. Ceballos was there. Laika goes a little soft on the idea, but goes low on the spike. Point goes to San Juan.
Masyadong na baby nila ay katadlasan.
There's some errors keeping them alive. Still, not gonna be an opportunity still para mas mapalapit yung kanilang kalamangan as Lim commits another error. Serving 11. Laika was there. Too hard. Ekalia met by the wall. She wanted to go for a 1-2. Here goes a
Wow.
3. What an angle, what a find from Hart Villaflores.
Well, if you will ask me my top plays here so far, that will be my number 1 play so far. That cut shot galing kay Hart Villaflores. To just make it look so easy, but that takes so much of a practice. I mean, at saka napakalayo sa net. I'm running out of words to this, of superlatives right now. On that good hit coming from Hart.
I would say that's the art of the pectus. Kasi,
Nakuha mo.
you know, you using it to the best of her advantage. Now they have the lead again extended. Oh, just look at Ceballos saving them through for the second time in a row. She can get to it for a third straight. Nitura inches them closer.
And there you go, Lim, finding the exact height. Dito, ni Tono Nitura, as we can see. Good set despite na nandun yung mga blockers. There's a gap between the nets. And good hit there coming from Tony.
She didn't need to make it powerful. She just needed to make it precise. Which Servidad lacked in that specific spike. 2 straight points para sa San Juan.
And this could still be anybody's game because of those errors na pinamimigay dito ng Binyan here to San Juan.
Kind of went overboard. Pero para kay Noval, she wasn't able to anticipate how low it was gonna go.
And sayang yun, nang gigil si Kapitana Naval.
That is errors still plaguing both of these teams. A 3-point advantage para sa Binyan.
Fans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Still, set 1 led by Hart Villaflores, Domasig, and Servidad combining for 7 points in this set number 1. Play action continues. They go to Noval. That's been her spot. Converting not so much. Servidad says this is how you do it.
And you know, I really like how players bounce back after they commit an error. And Servidad, kita mo, not the set that she wants, but she was able to adjust on that set. And here's score here for Binyan.
Up by 4, they are cutting it down to 3 by a mistake from Sam Tira-Tira.
And I must say right now, both teams wala pa talaga nakakuha ng momentum that they want because it actually being vanished by errors. So let's see kung sinong team ang arangkada dito.
Hey, you were asking for a team on whether or not they'd find their momentum. Here's a glimpse of it from Captain Noval. Finding the edge on that line for a service ace. There was a dig successful. Ekalia goes a little softer. Gusto niya sana bumanda pero may puwersang kasama mula kay Hart.
Kung nakita mo, Ekalia looking at that empty spot dito on the side of Binyan, but good net defense here for Binyan, courtesy of Villaflores.
3-point lead. Balingit wanted to go a little strong. Just too strong as it was another point for Binyan. San Juan's gonna have to talk things over, and I feel like we're gonna have to listen to Coach Bernie Crisologo.
Tawag dito. Inay lang. Pag may nakakuha ka na magandang tempo, saka ka bumirit. Okay? Pero pag ano, once na laging break ball, pasok lang natin. Huwag natin sayangin malapit na yan, ha? Kapag naka-champo ka na maganda, saka mong bilitin, ha?
There are times where you would call for a timeout specifically for a player alone. And at that moment, para yon dito kay Casey Balingit after committing that error. And that rarely ever happens. Pero dun mo gusto yung tututukan talaga yung player towards that timeout for that correction.
Especially that for sure, not only the coaches but the fans has high expectation dito for Casey Balingit to deliver more points here for San Juan.
And I believe that was a point para dito kay Manukay. Mangubat and Domasig unable to just juggle it within themselves. Balingit goes soft. Back row for Laika. There was Mangubat just waiting for the time to strike.
And you can just give a free a regalo here to Mangubat. And of course, sobrang lakas ng back row dito ni Tudlasan. Reason for that over-reception dito of San Juan.
This is again a 4-point lead na hawak ngayon ng Binyan. San Juan already had to put in one of their more experienced players in Jack Cunyada. Julio Flores doing service. They activate Cunyada right away. Not gonna happen. Ball still in play. Free ball for Binyan. Domasig. Yeah. I can see why she has double-digit points every now and then.
And I think Dumasig, that is her like second, third point, and I'll start counting her points. I will start counting her points here for Dumasig.
Yeah, you're right. It's her third now. Just a bit of a block into 1-2 plays every now and then. The lead goes up to 5. They go for a quick. Ekalia couldn't convert. That was crystal clear. Not reaching the other side. A point goes to San Juan.
But I really like the confidence of Dumasig going to her middle blockers. That is not the best of a reception coming from their libero, but dito ginawa pa rin ang paraan ni Dumasig just to set up the middle.
Service from San Juan. Wala kay Pam Garcia. Ekalia there for the reception. Domasig! Oh, the lefty putting in work.
That is her 4th point. I also encourage all the watchers to start counting Dumasig points here in this match.
Just such a big threat on the court. Not really just setting up, but also getting some points. Now, we're listening in.
Stop tayo na maayos. Sino mag-utility? Si Cha. O bakit hindi kayo nagsiswitching kanina? Okay, kapag mabilis yung transition, wag na mag-switching. Okay, pero kapag kaya mag-switching, hanggat kaya, gawin natin, ha? Tatlo sub ko.
Their coach talking about execution, yung mas pulidong galaw in terms of their rotations.
Well, let's see if they can translate that after that timeout, especially now that sabi dito ni coach that Chacunyada will play as an opposite.
Go for Cha. Had to adjust. Ball still in play. Laika adds more power and adds more points for Binyan.
A very convincing attack there coming from Laika Tudlasan. It's so good. We have to see it twice.
I mean, that was a power spike presented by Smart Power, all 99. You gotta load now. Even Hart couldn't believe it. Laika swiftly getting a point. Now they go middle. Balingit can't get it just yet. Laika again. Second try for Tudlasan. Balingit was active. Cunyada gets rejected. Lipat sa kabila. Balingit gets rejected as well. Main suspect, Sam Tira-Tira of Binyan.
And you know, it really makes the life of the attackers dito ng kabilang team talaga. Every time that tira-tira here, um, in front here for Binyan. But well, a big changes dito for San Juan as Ecalia will now play as a setter and Chaconya as an opposite. So let's see now if that can make any magic dito for San Juan.
But it's already Binyan at set point. Nitura using a flick of the wrist to get another point for them, saving another set point.
Specialty of the house, that no-look A quick attack dito. Nitono Nitura always deliver goods for her.
24-18. San Juan needs to score 6 straight points to even have a chance at the set number 1. The question is, will they be able to do it, as Naval, talking to our first referee, trying to discuss a little bit more about what's going on. And I believe that is a yellow card for Naval for probably delaying the game. But I believe in a certain moment, we now put our sights towards our second referee, as he is the one clarifying something now. Seems like we're on the clear. Both teams got a little bit of a breather. Masig goes to Laika again. Naval was ready. Cunyada not getting the set she likes. Here's Naval. Ibibigay na naman kay Laika. San Juan getting some good repetitions towards the sets. Naval, difficult angle. Kay Laika na naman. And that would be enough. Third time's the charm. Binyan getting set number 1.
And again, it is a big problem talaga every time that Tudlasan and Tira-Tira teaming up here for Binyan. And right now, they're leading a set to none here.
They're wearing the defense down. Unti-untiin natin, they're gonna fall 25-18 in favor of the Lady Chiefs.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
25-18 has been the end of that first set. It was Binyan a little more decisive and cleaner in execution compared to San Juan's attempts that have got them into a 7-point lead and eventually the first set victory.
Well, you know what? Here for Binyan and San Juan, skill-wise, they're totally matched up. I think the biggest difference is that Binyan is more intentional on their attacks, resulting for higher efficiency and conversion dito over San Juan. There are a lot of opportunity here for San Juan that put into waste na hindi nila nako-convert into point. And I think coming into the second set, that is something that San Juan needs to do. During the timeout, nakita natin dito, the coaches is trying to instruct Balingit to be more intentional, to add more power to their hit. So let's see if they can put that into action here coming to the second set.
I mean, you're looking at a wide discrepancy mula doon sa attacks that's 16-4. Pero ang dahilan kung bakit medyo dikit ang laban na ito because there's 7 more errors that Binyan committed over San Juan.
Well, I think this is an extra assignment here for Binyan. I mean, you cannot question the attacks that they provided, but they need also to be careful, extra careful on their errors. Here for San Juan, they need to create their own points. So let's see if they can do that here in the second set.
The goal is to tone it down, but to also keep the pressure up. Jong, you were talking to me about this player, Heart Villaflores, that had quite a slow start for herself, committing 3 straight errors in that first set. But eventually, she was able to back herself up with getting 3 points dun sa kanyang unang bugso. So maybe this is even gonna help them further towards getting the momentum that they need.
And of course, dito, Heart Villaflores was side 9. Let's see if she had a different perspective on what's going on inside the court.
Now comes the attack. And that is Sam Tira-Tira kicking things off in set number 2.
And I like how Dumasig immediately go to Sam Tira-Tira on that instant offense.
Kumbaga, hindi pa in-game form eh. Kasi baka nagpapainit pa right after that timeout. But Tira-Tira has not let her guard down since the end of set 1.
I mean, more than the height and the skills of Tira-Tira, feeling ko talaga yung mere presence pa lang ni Sam dito, the intimidation that she actually bring inside the court, I think that is already a factor.
And that's 3 straight points. Kath Domasig coming through, this time from the service line.
And I think that is her 5th point here in this match. And right now here for Binyan, they're scoring everywhere. I mean, from service tech to blocking, and even on the attacks.
For San Juan, it has to start from the reception. There it goes again. Second try. Tira-tira once more. Oh, the timing. Pero nailusot na yan sa pangatlong pagkakataon ni Javen Sabas.
And that is a veteran move there coming from Javen Sabas. Nakita niya, nag-scramble na din yung defense dito ng Binyan. And the best thing that she could actually do is to hit that ball long, and she was successful.
Laika. Garnered by Balingit. Sabas goes soft. Gives it to Servidad. The trajectory changes and Binyan gets a point.
If you're going to notice, I mean, I really like the judgment dito ni Dumasig on deciding on kaninong player siya pupunta. I mean, she's not just doing a percentage play to tudlasan, but she needs to know exactly the defense pattern dito ng San Juan. Nakita niya down the line dito ng San Juan, bakante, and the best player to score is, of course, the opposite, which is Servidad.
What a serve. Balingit unable to receive it. Tudlasan with another point for Binyan.
Nako, there were several moments, Hans, sa itong sila katadlasan, tumatambay na talaga dito sa service deck because of those heavy services na pinapakawalan niya sa opponents.
And this is also a challenge for KC Balingit. He's been the target of that. I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Yes,
I'm not even
please.
gonna look at you, dude.
Yeah. Well, please, please, please.
But hey, that happens. Specifically for Laika, we're gonna see her in the next rotation. But that is a point awarded to San Juan. They're second in this game.
Well, I think I need to be silent here for 3 minutes.
Hey, let's talk about a different player. That was Heart Villaflores coming through. That was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. That was a loaded smash from Villaflores.
I know Samantha Tira-Tira is a great player, but let's stop talking about her.
See?
Yeah, we're safe.
Yeah, it goes across. Ekalia, the lefty, putting a bit more roll to that
Yeah.
step. Yo, Servidad, please be careful. Please be careful. But hey, it was Ekalia getting a point.
And you know what? If there is a queen of possession, I'll give it to Ekalia. I mean, I think she started as an opposite and then as a setter and right now playing as an open hitter. I mean, she really a versatile player here for San Juan.
Nobody home to get a set mula kay Dumasig as, you know, much as a very well decorated player Kat Dumasig is, minsan meron talaga eh. May mga
Oo.
lulusot talaga. Diba? Sabi nga ng isang sikat na quote, nobody's perfect.
Oh, that is so rare.
Oh, akala mo ang
I
lalim
haven't
eh.
heard that,
6-4. San Juan still having an advantage. This time, it's not Sam, but it is Faye Mangubat getting a point off block.
And good thing we have our replays. You can see dito, nakita mo, they're not just simply blocking that volleyball coming from Ekalia. They're waving their hands together, pressing their hands together, making sure na hindi lalabas yung palo ni Ekalia.
Ceballos digs. Villaflores, what a swipe. Now they go to the middle. Ekalia can't seem to find the efforts here. Villaflores, soft touch won't go. Free ball for Binan. Come on, Kath. Just when we thought that the rally was going on, here she goes again. That's point what?
6 points here.
Oh, yeah.
6 points here for Dumasig.
Just the 1-2. 8-4 is the score in favor of Binan.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Nagbabalik ang MPVA. Sa panig naman ng San Juan, Casey Balingit wants to continue to inspire the charge of the Lady Knights in their push for that final playoff spot. As one of the main leaders of San Juan, Casey's coaches and teammates refer to her leadership style as silent but deadly. According to her teammates, she doesn't really say much in the huddles during pregame, but when she does speak, it is simple but solid reminders. Ngayong araw, paalala niya sa team, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang tiwala at kumpiyansa natin sa isa't isa at syempre sa sarili. For Casey Balingit, it's about letting her actions as a leader speak louder than words. Back to you.
Maraming salamat, Nico, Aaron. Just like how silent we are whenever someone else serves in this game is how much of a silent but deadly leader you know, a lot of these players have been. And yun yung mga talaga papakinggan mo eh. Pag may laman yung sasabihin.
Exactly. And I know, what I like about these players is that they're walking the talk hands. I mean, they're leading by example. And just like dito, like Katodlasan, every time na nag-struggle yung mga winger to score a point, Dumasig always find her at the back and she always deliver.
Lim wanted to catch them off guard. This time he goes for Ekalia. Goes long. There was an extra roll towards that.
Asking for a check, but I think here on my angle, that is really way too high dun sa fingertips ng mga blockers.
Parang masyadong ano no, masyadong todo yung roll. Pero ayun, medyo okay naman na pala. Siguro nakahinga na ng konti ang kupunan ng San Juan. But obviously, the coaching staff not happy being down 6 in set number 2. Combination play. We haven't seen a lot of Balingit in this game so far, but a lot from the middle. If it's not Sam, it's Faye for Binan.
And you you mentioned it correctly, Hans. I mean, we have not heard so much of Casey Balingit, and I think that is the missing link dito sa koponan ng San Juan. I mean, Casey Balingit is a really very vocal leader, and right now, we're missing not only her scoring, but also her leadership. I mean, she's really very silent here in this match.
Lim, from adversity to opportunity was that.
And good decision there coming from Lim. I mean, everybody thought that they were actually going to Balingit because of that good set. But Lim deciding to go for a 1-2 play.
Mary Grace Lim also showing that she can also score some points, not just Kath. There was a shield mula kay Sabas, but not enough to keep herself away from that mangubat spike.
And I like how Dumasig tried to find Mangubat not on her usual position as a middle, but this time doon sa right side of the wing, which is the opposite side. And she was successful hitting at the opposite.
Parang pinapaisip din ni Kat
Oo.
Dumasig si Coach Obit eh. Coach, kaya niya din
Mag-opposite.
mag-opposite. Pero ayun, ang hindi kayang tanggapin ng coaching staff, those simple touches towards the net, gotta hurt if you are San Juan. I think from the looks of it, yeah, we're just gonna have to listen to them this time out.
Sunod-sunod tayo, hindi ba tayo lalaban? Di ba sinasabi ko naman sa inyo, kapag hindi natin mapatay yung bola sa kabila, antayin natin sila mag-error. Ang ginagawa natin, tayo rin yung nag-error eh. Hindi na nga tayo makapatay, tapos tayo pa nag-error.
The double whammy expresses the frustration
Yeah.
of Coach Bernie Gresologo towards that. Hindi na nga tayo makapatay in terms of kills. We're also the ones committing more
Yes.
errors that leads to this 8-point advantage, and there it goes again.
It's like actually helping your enemy to kill you. I mean, that's actually what's happening here for San Juan. I mean, they cannot score a point yet, committing an error. But this time it is San Juan. I think it's Tamanta Tiratira who touches the net.
And if you are Binyan, you would absolutely take that. There's a hill to climb here. Balingit still
Oh.
scoreless.
Wow.
And Tudlasan unfazed with the blocks.
Well, right now, I'm so uncertain, Hans, kung ano yung mga positions here right now ng mga players from Binyan. And right now, like ito, there is not even a combination. That is actually a big quick hit coming from Laika, playing as a middle there.
That's all her. And they go to her again. And the same result happened again.
Laika Tudlasan, back-to-back points on this really versatile. We saw versatility here on the side of Binyan.
So all smiles for the Lady Chiefs heading back into the bench. They lead by 9, 16-7.
Fans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on busop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Still, quite a really good showing mula sa Binyan, but that was a mix of them getting some points mula kay Laika Tudlasan and San Juan committing a lot of errors.
Exactly, and I think here for San Juan, they really need to... Oh!
A moment of silence.
Yeah.
a moment of silence for
I think, yeah, for Samantha Tira-Tira.
oh my goodness. She just met Manukay in the air. The gates are closed so far. Para dito sa San Juan. But Noval says, buksan niyo yung gate.
And ito, I think this is Kapitana Abigail Noval's first point. I mean, just like Heart Villaflores, ito si Kapitana parang diesel din to. I mean, unti-unting nag-iin ito. So let's see if she can deliver more points here for San Juan.
Sam had a hand on it. Noval wants to heat up, but Sam, the tower of power of Binyan, scores again.
And of course, ito Samantha Tira-Tira, I mean, she'll not be at 50% efficiency. Kita mo naman kanina, it was not successful, but right away, binalikan dito ng Dumasig. And this time, successful on that one, I mean, on that quick play.
This is now 18 serving 8. Tudlasan, so powerful with their services. Doug as well. Servidad. You heard that ball explode with that spike. That's another point for Binyan.
At ang tapang dito ng Binyan here in the second set, kita mo si Vidad, regardless if may blockers harap niya, she's really unbothered. Despite late yung mga blockers doon on that hit coming from Servidad.
Just an 11-point advantage from the unbothered Queens.
Yes, I like it.
There goes Noval. Met right again. And let me just tell you, phase shift is over. It's Sam's turn to get back into this is ridiculous.
And I think you're right, Hans. You know, itong Samantha Tira-Tira, she's meeting all the players here in San Juan in heaven. I mean, up in the air, literally and figuratively.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up, Jong. Balingit gives a free ball. They give it to Sam. They're feeding the middle. Noval goes soft. Now they go to Servidad to serve some power. Hart's turn. They go to Noval. And that is some added juice to that spike.
Well, right now, as we see the score, it seems really very impossible here for San Juan to meet or tie things up here to Binyan. But right now here for San Juan, they need to play perfect volleyball. But also, they need to get the momentum that they need, that they can carry over into the set number 3. And I think that will be the biggest takeaway dito na pwedeng madala ng San Juan.
May babaunin kay.
Oo.
Yun ang magandang pwedeng mangyari. Pero parang mas maraming baon na pwedeng makuha ang Binyan towards this set number 2 because this has been some really good showings from Sam Tira-Tira who will be going back to the bench as their ace server, Sheena Cafe, makes her entry in this game. And that time we didn't jinx it. That's how strong of a serve she is.
But I didn't talk. Well, let's see now if she can still replicate that service ace.
Sheena was absent in their last game, or maybe she wasn't, but she didn't get a lot of minutes. Right on cue yet again. Bonzalan getting her first touch. Nobody home to get that reception. What a block mula sa San Juan.
But here right now, here for Binyan, they have the luxury of putting their bench players here inside the court. They really have a very comfortable lead here of 12 points contra San Juan.
Orpiano now entering the ball game. Cafe receives. Servidad spikes and Binyan scores again.
Hands right now, second set pa lang tayo but I'm running out of good words to describe those good sets na binibigay ni Dumasig, nakita mo, I mean, she's not just a setter, she's the queen of deception here for Binyan. I mean, nobody's home, no blockers on that servidad play.
Don't worry, you were talking about Domasig, not Servidad.
Yes.
So it's fine.
I'm safe.
It's fine. You are safe. We will not count that, but that's an error that will be counted for
Yeah.
San Juan. They go quick. Caitlin Punzanan just knows
Yeah.
where the place is to be.
Of course, here for Punsan, I mean, it is what we saw actually is, I mean, the end result na, but you know, the secret there is the connection, the undying connection of Dumasig, not only to her middles, but at the same time sa mga players niya.
Ayan na naman siya. Punzalan na naman, getting another point.
And just like that here, that back-to-back points of Punsalan will give Binyan 2-set advantage here to none.
Dude, I didn't even notice that it was already the end of the
Oh,
set.
well, me too.
That is how fast, quick, and efficient Caitlin Punzanan has been from 25-18. Binyan lowers down San Juan's production to 11 as they are one set away from victory.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
(25-18, 25-11). Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs in dominant fashion with a mix of unstoppable plays and errors from the San Juan Lady Knights have gathered them into this position. Set number 2, things have been going well for them so far, Joe.
Well, for me here for Binyan, the players are actually expert on their possession. Everybody actually playing their role really well, from Dumasig to the libero, Sibalius and Pablo, and also the wingers. And I think right now here for Binyan, everything seems pretty well. Here naman for San Juan, I must say they really need to be intentional pa sa mga palo nila. I mean, sayang yung depensa, sayang coverage. I want them to be more intentional, to put more muscle, especially on their attacks.
That is the ideal scenario for them so far, but there's just so much momentum that is currently riding itong kupunan ng Binyan. You're looking at the tally right now. There's a huge advantage towards the attacks, which has been the story of this
Yeah.
game for the first 2 sets.
And you know what, Lance, not including the errors, itong San Juan hindi pa nakakascore more than 10 points on the scoring department.
In a specific set. And you're right, even when you're mixing up those two, medyo nahihirapan sila upon breaking the wall, and that's the reason why. Now they look to set things up. Villa Flores leaves it for Laika. Now Noval goes soft yet again. And that will be a point, courtesy of a Binyan net touch.
And of course, you know, if itong San Juan is having a hard time to score on double figures, ito namang Binyan, I mean, they're really having a hard time to minimize the errors. And I think, yung errors talaga dyan ng Binyan yung tumutulong sa San Juan to enter double figures.
Oh. Just too much power on that Laika Tudlasan spike. Immediately erasing yung kanyang pagkakamali mula kanina.
Oo. And itong si Laika, I mean, you cannot see any pressure on her face regardless if sobrang tight na yung game or not. She's really so calm, and I think that's one of the reason kung bakit sobrang efficient din as an outside hitter itong si Laika.
That's an ace.
Oh, I think this is something new, Hans. I think this is the first time that I used to praise a player and still score from the service deck. And I'm just so happy right now.
It didn't just go in. It
Yes.
gathered the point.
Infinity score number 8 here for Laika Tudlasan. Go, Laika. Oh.
Jong. Jong, you cannot say, let's go.
I'll be silent here. I'll be silent here.
Hi, Jong.
Just when I thought I'm safe.
Oo nga
No,
eh.
I'm not.
Pinaisa ka lang eh.
Oo.
Gusto mo pang makadalawa eh. Pero ito, makakaisa na rin itong si Ekalia after getting a service ace towards that. At parang mas kailangan nila ng mas marami pang ganun.
Well, I feel so. Let's see.
Ekalia having 3 points so far. Servidad goes a little long, but it's a-okay dahil there's a block touch towards that. It's a point para kay Servidad.
And you know what, Hans, here, if you will notice, for Binyan, everybody shines. Servidad, Villaflores, Tudlasan, Tira, even Mangubat, even their libero, everybody shine, everybody have their moments. So I think it's a total team effort talaga dito for Binyan.
Talking about a different player this time. We had Laika, we had Chris, and now we have Heart.
Everybody could actually chip in and contribute points here for Binyan. And that is something that we also like to see naman dito for San Juan, because, I mean, these are veterans and they are all capable of scoring a point here for their squad.
Advantage is right over there now. And that is a kill. Galing dito kay Noval. They're gonna need more of that because the game is all tied up at 4 points.
And I feel that if there is one player na kaya mag-start ng run dito for San Juan, I think that is Kapitana Abigail Noval.
Leading all scorers so far. Servidad with a powerful shot at the back line. Oh, that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now, just like how Chris loaded that spike up.
See, I didn't comment. I didn't say any good words there for Servidad.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
prove it.
That was my intention to be silent after
Okay,
the
okay.
down the run kill of Servidad.
You know what? I think that's what you're gonna have to do.
Yes.
Okay, it was Saba scoring, but it's Saba
Yeah.
serving. So
I'll remain silent. See?
I think it's
Yeah.
gonna stay that way. Now you're gonna go with another take from Heart Villaflores, and guess what, Jong? She's serving again.
Yeah, I think you can do the honor hands, do the commentary right now. I'll remain silent here.
We're trying to figure out if I'm kind of jinxing them or not. Apparently not, because they seem to be getting things
Yeah.
across. I'll give you the floor in a bit, some space for you to talk. Okay, you talk now. You talk
Yeah.
now. Well, something's happening.
Well, I think Hans, it's really me, but right now here, I really like the play that Dumastic did here. Mangubat, sabi ko nga sa'yo sa middle. I mean, she's hitting everywhere inside the court. Now, right now, kita mo, pumalo on the utility side.
Good use of the time.
Yes.
Good use of the time.
And thank you for giving me the time, Hans.
Of course. That was not your fault. We did not talk about Heart Villaflores, but hey, if you are San Juan, you're gonna need every single error like that. Yun yung sinabi kanina. As we go back into this game, yun yung binidin kanina ni Coach Bernie Crisologo na antayin natin sila magkamali. Kaysa yun tayo magkamali,
Yeah.
hindi pa tayo nakakuha ng puntos. No player mentioned.
Yes, I know.
It
But-
just hurts.
And because of that error here, Binyan will lead us to our first technical timeout.
Exactly the point. It is Binyan having a 2-point advantage.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
This is Binyan holding on to it. You were talking about the top 5 setters. Let me introduce you to the top 3 setter of the league. That's Kat Tomasi.
And also not only the top 3 best setter, but also imagine top 4 when it comes to service. That very deadly on setting at the same time on the service deck.
I mean, there's a really high tendency for her to get at least an ace per set, which says a lot. But for Laika Tudlasan, I wonder where she's at in terms of the top scorers of the league, because I wouldn't be surprised if she's one of the best.
Yes, well, maybe let's see if there will be any information on the standing of Laika Tudlasan.
Now, Faye Mangubat looks to be a middle blocker, is, you know, still staying at the back line. Says a lot. Will be challenged right away. Keeping things alive. 9-6, San Juan looking to chase. And that still goes in. And who else would it be? You already know it's Sam.
And you know, Organo could actually be a bright spot here on the side of San Juan. I think for the limited minutes that she played during the San Juan's last match, she scored 7 points. But right now, dito talaga, tira-tira, sabi ko nga sa'yo, opensa, depensa, whether sa net or in floor defense, talagang maasahan. It's really so hard to score a point pag nandyan si tira-tira.
You know, even we are so, you know, gathered and vacuumed by the presence of Tira-Tira that we didn't notice na si Dumasig pala yung sumupal nun.
Oh.
So, yeah, it says a lot about their defense, pero
Yes.
yung supal ay hindi magiging posible because Ekalia uses the left.
And it's really hard to, you know, nabasahin talaga yung mga lefty spikers, especially itong si Ekalia. I mean, if you'll remember, Han, she played as an outside hitter during the first set, setter during the second set, and right now, I think she playing as a middle naman.
Laika gets blocked.
Oh,
And that, I believe, is one of the few points that, you know, San Juan got from the blocking.
and I think this is the closest set so far here for Binyan. And for San Juan, well, good recovery here after that lackluster performance during the second set.
Lim getting a point off the block, but Orpiano missing on that one, which means that we're going to be getting right back into it. It is 11-8 now. Noval again goes long, but there is a touch towards the block. That's a point for the Kapitan.
Well, obviously, when it comes to firepower, medyo lamang dito itong Binyan with Tira-Tira and Tudlasan. And you know, in volleyball, sometimes if it is a challenge to outpower the opponent, you have to outsmart them. And I think that is what Kapitana Abigail Nubal did, to just use, do a check ball and scoring a point here for her squad.
Valia's there. What a swat. Muna kay Sam Tira-Tira to finish it all off. And you're looking at some of the people that is here, brought to you by this game's community camp, powered by pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now.
And you know, always an automatic point talaga every time Dumasig find the right height dito for Samantha Tira-Tira.
But for Tudlasan, that is also a point. One rare mistake that she had dito sa laban natin ngayon was that service error.
Yeah.
Aside from that, if you're Coach Obet Aviero, you wouldn't really see a lot of problems with her game in this one. They go to
Oh!
Servidad. Ball still kept in play. Orpiano just had to smile it all off. San Juan defending through the bullets that are being tossed right to them. Now it is their chance. Almost a dead ball. We're still in play. Villaflores had to time it well. Orpiano. Now it's San Juan giving a free ball to Servidad. And that goes out.
And I must say right now, that is worth the facial dito for Orpiano. That is so hard. But I think Orpiano is okay here.
Just smiling it off. Happy that the play is still alive after that one. Hart. Not just yet, miscommunication. Or probably they had the same idea. It's just the timing was not there.
Yeah, I think hands sa timing. I think itong si Lim already find the exact height dito for Arizapa. It's not just yung timing dito na Arizapa. I mean, she's really too late on that quick na binigay ni Lim.
That goes wide para kay Sam Tira-Tira. There's some more reminders mula kay Coach Obet Javier.
Coach Obet, napapakamot na naman dito.
Nakamutan ka na lang talaga ni Coach Obet. Because I mean, that's a way for you guys to build momentum. Oh, but Servidad says, I'm just gonna gather some more points for ourselves.
And Servidad here, after scoring, she'll be on the service deck to serve. And I'll be silent here.
Now we can talk.
Yes, finally.
Oh, and again, from that specific moment, that was 4 touches. Manghubat, too big of a problem para sa San Juan ng mga oras na yun.
I think yung defense pattern dito ng San Juan, I mean here for Noval, I mean she's actually at the receiving zone. So and also Lim, she really need to be reminded that setter ka. I mean, you're on the second ball. I mean, you should let Noval receive that volleyball.
Nagawan pa ng paraan to make that attack possible. Orpiano can't get it. Villaflores finds the back line after nobody from San Juan wanted it.
And after struggling dito sa conversion, final Villaflores on the consecutive points dito on the third set.
That's 3 straight for Hart in set number 3. They lead by 4, 16-12.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. It is a combination from a lot of different entities para sa Binyan to make this lead possible. Them working on a lot of different angles. Hart wanted to make something happen, but it was an error waiting to appear.
And itong Binyan, they need to be reminded na for the past 2 sets, what San Juan actually naging bread butter nila doon is yung errors na binigay nila, yung mga free points na binigay nila. So they need to be extra careful on giving and committing unforced errors, especially nandito na tayo sa third set.
Orpiano looks to attack, not gonna happen. Dun sa likod, sumubok humanap. But Manukay gets a point after that block touch.
You know, right now dito for San Juan, it doesn't matter whether it is a strong hit or not. Ang mahalaga dito, nakapuntos itong si Manukay. And this is the closest. I mean, this is the closest set so far here between Binyan and San Juan.
We were able to get it to 18.
Yes.
San Juan but they're looking to get past that. What a spike from Villaflores to get right down center.
And Heart Villaflores is unstoppable here in the third set.
That is your power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. The girl is awake and she means business in set number 3. Woman on a mission. 4 points in set number 3, Heart Villaflores. They go to Orpiano. Heart was there. Free ball for San Juan. Unable to find it, but hey, if you're Manukay, you can take it even with less contact.
Well, kanina yung quick ni Manukay, I thought it's just a lock because it's basically just, no risk action on that. But this time, 2 hit on a row. Gonna give it to Manukay.
Missing on last game, now having 4 points. A bit of help. Joust in midair. They go to Laika. Orpiano na naman. Laika again. Orpiano once more. And that battle would end. Net touch mula kay Orpiano.
And I think the problem is still the same here for San Juan. I mean, they're really having a hard time attacking because of the poor conversion dito. I mean, they really need to be intentional. I mean, they finally dito si Lim, she already find the exact height, the desired height ng mga spikers niya. It's not just the spikers really need to be intentional when they're attacking.
Still great defenses. Now they go to the back line. Servidad there. Domasig dumps it to the other side.
And Domasig, I think that is her 7th point here in this match. 1-2 play still works here for Domasig.
And from the looks of it, an attack made possible with a 1-2 combination. You're looking at San Juan right now, and this is a team that has tried to find their way. Composure, which is the name of the game. You were talking about this, Jong, na ito yung pinakamalapit. But again, in the later portions of the set, lalo malayo sa kanila yung puntos at yung agwat.
Well, especially right now that BINAN is trying to lessen yung errors nila. At dun nga, ito, mas lumalaki at yung agwat ng score nila dito. Especially that right now, Villaflores, how about, I think, 4 consecutive points from the left side of the court. All courtesy of Heart Villaflores.
I mean, now, we're gonna have to look at Sam Tira-Tira with the BINAN Tatakjel. All of her blocks. We made a mini montage of what has happened so far, but the impact of this woman sa labang ito has been outstanding.
And Samantha Tira-Tira may not entered like the double digits score right now, but yung porsyento niya sa atake napakataas.
Almost right on cue. Ekalia had to avoid it. Domasig. A rare occurrence. He gives it to Laika. The original.
Of course.
That was a breath of fresh air.
Well, at least she tried to spike that volleyball. And immediately after she spiked that, she went back to become a setter.
Pero yung postura nitong si Kat Domasig, alam mong may bitaw din siya pag siya yung papalo eh. Kind of understand why she would go for offense every now and then. Laika na naman! Right in the middle of the hands.
And right, I think malaking problema every time itong outside hitters ng BINAN, Villaflores and Tudlasan is nagsabay. This dynamic duo, I mean, BINAN is really unstoppable, especially if Villaflores and Tudlasan is on their A game.
We go to the back. Cunyada makes her return. Kabila na naman si Ekalia. Laika for the 3rd time in a row.
Laika Tudlasan. I cannot think of any good words right now, any good adjective here to describe, the athleticism of the Laika Tudlasan here in the 3rd set.
Jong, maybe we don't need to explain it.
Yes.
Maybe we just have to witness how amazing of an approach like Todlasan has towards this game. And she, along with the other ladies wearing pink, have been creating a lot of problems for Coach Bernie Crisologo.
Let's allow action to speak for itself. That is like Todlasan, really very amazing. Delivering goods here for Binyan.
22-15. Sam Tira-Tira, obviously, the defensive anchor para sa Binyan. Pero hindi rin natin maitatanggi yung laki ng ambag ng bawat isa. Whichever six it may be. Ekalia finding the back, so that's a silver lining para sa San Juan.
And Ikalia, who experienced 3 different positions in 3 sets, scoring right now as a middle blocker dito for San Juan.
Gotta figure something out as of the moment. Casey Balingit, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but she is still scoreless
Wow.
sa labang ito. But hey, if you are Chaconyada, the best way for you to contribute is to add some points.
Yeah.
Absent in last game, now getting her first.
Well, me too, Hans. You know, I cannot get over that Casey Balingit is scoreless here in this match. I mean, that is so uncharacteristic dito ni Casey Balingit.
Maybe she would change that. Apparently not, but it's still a point para sa San Juan. And from the looks of it, Coach Obet Javier is gonna have to talk things through para sa Arellano Lady Chiefs. They're gonna have to make some conversations.
Nagtatlo na, tatlo na yung spiker nila. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit na nila yung pinaka-maximum na tao nila eh. Diba? So, kailangan natin ingatan natin yung ano natin. Sa likod ka na lang. Sa likod ka.
We've heard glimpses of what they were talking about, pero ang narinig ko ay ginagamit na ng San Juan yung maximum na tao nila. Which means that for Coach Obet, you have to give them the same amount of respect that they're giving you in this game.
I like it. And I think that is sportsmanship is all about. I mean, to give, you know, yung respeto dito sa opponent mo.
But yeah, unfortunately, para sa Binyan, it's just things have not gone well for them at the service line at all. Domasig giving out a great serve. Balingit places Binyan at match point.
And I think what makes this game really one for the books is that Casey Balingit, one of, I must say, not only here for San Juan, but for the entire team dito ng MPVA, is one of the most sought after outside hitters, scoreless for the first time in a match.
That's how well defended she was by Binyan. Ito naman sa kabila, it did not happen para sa Binyan because they have, you know, a new addition para dito kay Antang, trying to learn more about what's happening around the court.
But right now, I must say that here for Binyan, at match point, they are in a very comfortable position, giving Coach Obet so much liberty na ipasok yung mga ibang bench players niya here.
This is their best performance in this game, 19 points, which will be finished off immediately. Nitong si Laika Todlasan, what a performance from the Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. They're currently the third at our standings, and it seems like they're putting themselves at a better position to get activated para sa postseason, which places San Juan in a very difficult position.
I like it. I think right now here, of course, cementing themselves into the next cut of this tournament, which is the Final Four. At yun nga, San Juan placing them in a very uncertain situation whether to make it in the Final Four or not.
This is such a solid performance from each and every member ng Arellano, or should I say ng Binyan, na pumasok dito mismo sa ating laban. But for San Juan, you probably have a bit more silver lining
Yeah.
towards them in this game. It's just that things did not work out so well for their top scorers sa labang ito.
There are really a lot of missing links dito on the side of San Juan. Just when you thought that Casey Balingit, Kapitana Abigail Nubal, and of course even Javin Sabas could actually contribute points here for San Juan, medyo nawala.
25-18, 25-11, and 25-19. It's Binyan sweeping San Juan in Marikina.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
It is Binyan once again getting a really good victory to better their chances of making it towards that Final Four. You're now looking at our Queen of the Court. Nakadepende na lang to sa kung sino
Oo.
talaga yung madalas namin binabanggit. And in this game, it is Laika Todlasan.
And I must say, the name Laika Tudlasan is already synonymous to power. She's really very consistent. And 13 big points, 11 of which from attacks in 3 sets, considering that there are also other players who contributed points here for Binyan. That is already big here. Here for Binyan. And of course, our Queen of the Court is with our courtside reporter, Nico Aaron.
Nico and Laika, here they are.
Thank you, Hans and Joang. With me right now is our Queen of the Court in today's match, Laika Tudlasan. Laika, congratulations on the win. Ngayon, yung win na to sa inyo, it's very big for you guys. You were taking on a hungry San Juan team na gusto makapasok din sa playoffs. Ikaw, being in the top 3 seed for your team, what was your mindset heading into this match na ang ganda na pinakita mo para sa Binyan?
Ano po, sa training po, pinaghahandaan po talaga namin kasi si Coach Obet po, gusto niya talaga manalo against San Juan po. And yun lang po, tinapangan lang namin sipag sa ensayo po and lahat gililagyan po namin ng effort, hindi po parang compliance lang. Kaya ngayon po, nag-paid off po lahat ng efforts namin.
Okay, Laika. So, nabanggit mo nga, speaking of Coach Obet, kanina nakausap ko siya pre-game, sabi niya sa akin, in this round 2, heading into the playoffs, gusto niya yung chemistry niyo mas polished. And he also said your confidence and chemistry, importante yun. Ikaw ba, being out there on the floor with your teammates, paano ma-assess yung chemistry ng team mo heading into the playoffs?
Siguro better po ngayon po kasi kahit nagtitigan lang po kami, nakukuha na po namin kung anong mga gusto. Like, kunwari si setter, si Kat, kinakausap ko lang po siya kung paano ko makakalusot at paano yung diskarte ko. And yun, binibigay naman niya po. And syempre po sa mga nagre-receive libero and lahat po ng teammates namin para ano po, maganda po yung mangyayari po. Tas, yun lang po.
Alright, well said, Laika. Ngayon naman, Laika, yung mga gusto mong batiin, yung mga sumusuporta sa'yo at sa team mo ng Binyan.
Sige po. Una sa lahat, happy birthday sa ate ko po. And buo na niya akong birthday gift sa imo. Happy birthday, Inday. Thank you sa tanan. And sa kay Mama, kay Papa, kay Ace, kay Kubi, kay Alo, kay Jam Jam, and kay Cheska po na andyan. And sa coaches po namin na naniwala. And sa City of Binyan po and sa mga teammates ko po na nag-effort lahat. Sa taga-Tuburan, sila Nanay Rose, sila Kap Joseph, sila mga Tudlasan family na taga-Tabuelan po, si Ate Dayday, sila Ate Roda, and sa Pakulabo family po. Yun lang po. Thank you.
All right, and there you have it. Laika Tudlasan, our queen of the court for the number 3 ranked team in this league. Balik sa inyo, Hans and Jong.
Maraming salamat, Nico. And of course, our queen of the court, Laika. Ate, meron na pong regalo. Si Laika Tudlasan sa inyo. Happy birthday. May this victory serve as, a blessing towards a fruitful life para sa iyo. But hey, this is also another blessing for Binyan because you're looking at your Smart's Power to Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. It has been all Binyan with a little bit of San Juan, but it's just Binyan taking over.
And I must say, just when we thought that Casey Balingit will go all out, just Ekalia will go all out. No, they're actually very silent here, especially on the first set. And I think the magic started during the first set when Dumasig started to activate all of her players, not only the middle but also the wingers.
This is such a, efficient game para sa kupunan ng Binyan. Because first thing, they had, a bit of a moment no mga unang kalahati ng sets 1 and set 3. But it was a totally different story nung set number 2 na parang doon na bumaba yung body language and composure nitong San Juan because they were starting to get desperate upon getting those points on the board.
But somehow here in the third set, Hans, itong San Juan, they tried to bounce back. Unfortunately, those errors really killing their momentum. And obviously, the team who enjoyed the most playing here inside the court is the team who win the match. And obviously, it is Binyan. They're actually a lot of smiles. They're putting all smiles, celebrating every point that they get. And right now here for Binyan, cementing their standing of entering into our Final Four.
So much activity happening from minute 1 up until the last point of this game. It was Kat Dumasig giving us a bit of an eeny-meeny-miny mo as to who she wants to give the ball to. But at the end of it all, it was Binyan leaving San Juan quite confused and a tremendous performance mula sa Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs towards making this happen. In just a bit, we're probably gonna check a little bit more about what the total stats are pagdating doon sa ating matches. But in terms of the attacks, Jong, you've mentioned this, not really a lot of set points or not really a lot of attack points doon sa first 2 sets. But there's been an improvement in the last one. It's just that it wasn't enough over an overwhelming 46 attack stat line mula sa Binyan.
Well, I mean, let's disregard the blocks and the aces. Well, the opponent errors quite close, but look at the discrepancy here. 46 attacks over 17, and it shows so much about the mastery and dominance dito na pinakita ng Binyan. I think they keep on improving. The moment they started their first game here in the MPVA up until now, they're really so much improvement here, so much gelling happening here right now for Binyan. And I must say, strong hope here for them to enter the top 4.
There's so much attacks from different sets of players para sa Binyan as they get their 7th win of the season. Mamaya-maya lamang ay makakakita naman tayo ng panibagong laban to close out the triple header. It's Pasay kontra sa Negros to finish off the triple header. In behalf of our courtside reporter Nico Aaron and my partner John Panerio, my name is Hans Galeria. Magbabalik po ang MPVA Season 2.